Hello everyone. So in the last class we had seen about, we had worked on the limiting molar conductivity or the molar conductivity at infinite dilution for the weak electrolytes. Okay, how can we measure that? Now, first thing today we are going to study is just one more topic before going to the cell, that how to find out the value of the dissociation constant, dissociation constant for weak electrolytes, for weak electrolytes. Obviously, in terms of dissociation constant for the weak electrolyte, and very specifically in your syllabus it is only acetic acid. So we are going to do it for the acetic acid, obviously in terms of lambda and lambda 0. That means in terms of molar conductivity at concentration, C, and lambda 0. Lambda 0 is limiting molar conductivity or molar conductivity at infinite dilution. Okay. First of all, we must know that degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation means out of 1 mole, how much mole is dissociated. And we all know, we had studied that in class 11. We all know that that is denoted by alpha. First of all, we must know this degree of dissociation for the weak electrolytes is nothing but lambda by lambda 0. It's the ratio of lambda to lambda 0. That is the molar conductivity at concentration C, whatever concentration, some concentration, divided by lambda 0, that is the limiting molar conductivity. First we know this. Okay. Now we are going to deduce the Kc term, Kc value or Kc expression of Kc, expression of equilibrium constant, you can say expression of dissociation constant, you say, in terms of what? In terms of this lambda and lambda 0. So let's do it. The first part of it already you had done, the second part is just a simplification. So let us write down the equation how it is dissociated. CH3COOH, that is acetic acid, is dissociated into H positive and CH3CO negative and is coming under equilibrium. CH3CO negative and is coming under equilibrium. Suppose initially there was 1 mole of this. Obviously there was nothing. Okay, that was the initial condition of this. When the equilibrium will reach, at equilibrium, if the degree of dissociation is alpha, that means if alpha moles undergoes dissociation, so the amount of CH3COH that will remain is 1 minus alpha. We had already done it in class 11, so I am not going to repeat it again, that why alpha mole of this will be generated, alpha mole of this will be generated. That is the number of moles at equilibrium. Fine. Now, if the total concentration of the solution is C, then concentration of all this at equilibrium, the concentration of CH3COH will be 1 minus alpha into C. The concentration of H positive will be also alpha into C, and concentration of CH3CO negative will be also alpha into C. We know this much we had studied already. Now we also know what should be the expression for Kc, or the equilibrium constant, or you can say the dissociation constant. That will be equal to simply concentration of H positive, right, into concentration of CH3COO negative, divided by concentration of CH3COOH, right? Concentration of H positive into concentration of CH3CO negative divided by concentration of CH3COH. Now what we are going to do, we are going to just put the values. Simply we are going to put the values of concentration of H positive. What is the concentration of H positive at equilibrium? It's nothing but alpha into C. It's also nothing but alpha into C divided by 1 minus alpha into C. So that is equal to what? That is equal to, you can see that, okay, alpha says simplification, alpha square, C, one of the C will be cancelled out, divided by 1 minus alpha. Okay, that's the expression of Kc. Now as I told that we know, but we are not going to express this up to here, we already know. We want to express this in terms of lambda and lambda 0. So what we have to do, we have to just replace the value of alpha by lambda 0, nothing else. So I am just simplifying it. Lambda by lambda 0 lambda by lambda 0 square into C divided by 1 minus lambda by lambda 0, right? 1 minus lambda by lambda 0. Now just simplify it. If we simplify it, what we are going to get? If we simplify it, see, it's lambda 0 lambda square by lambda 0 square into C lambda square divided by, okay, let me write it like this, lambda square divided by lambda 0 square into C divided by how much? Divided by, you see, if we take the LCM, it is lambda 0, then what is left over here? Lambda 0 minus lambda, that is equal to Kc. So that is equal to, if we further simplify it, what will be it? It will be lambda square C divided by, one of the lambda 0 will be cancelled out, okay? So it is one of the lambda 0 that will remain into lambda 0 minus lambda. Is it the value of Kc, the equilibrium constant or the dissociation constant of the weak acid in terms of, obviously, in terms of lambda and lambda 0, okay? Now any term is given, and if the numerical comes, any term is given, the other one you have to find out. You already know, I already taught you that you have to just frame the question and you will see that everything is given, only one thing is unknown, and you can very easily calculate that, okay? So that's all about this conductivity, molar conductivity, everything over there, the basics of it. Next we are going to enter in the cell now. The first type of cell we have to know is electrochemical cell, and simultaneously I will come to electrolytic cell also today, okay? Just the basic concept of cell we must know, okay? So cell, or better I will write down the heading, electrochemical cell, electrochemical cell, okay? Now what is electrochemical cell? First of all, in the first line of the electrochemistry I told you what is electrochemical cell. This is the device where the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Means some chemical reaction is taking place, and that particular chemical reaction is converted into what? That particular chemical reaction is converted into the electrical energy, or is electricity is generated because of that particular chemical reaction, okay? Now the first cell that was proposed is obviously Daniell cell, okay? Now we are going to know the structure, and we should know the representation of the Daniell cell, how it is constructed and how it is represented, okay? Please understand it. Again and again I am saying, if you understand, you can do anything, okay? Now what is there? Suppose, what is the construction of the Daniell cell is very simple. What is the construction of the Daniell cell? We have taken a container is there containing some zinc solution. Zinc solution means some electrolyte of zinc. Suppose zinc chloride, zinc nitrate, whatever it is. That means whenever we solute, make the solution of zinc chloride or zinc sulfate, it is getting dissociated, and what is there? Zinc 2 plus ion is there. Whatever is the negative ion, that is not our look after at this moment, okay? In this, we dipped a zinc strip. We dipped a zinc strip, okay? This is one electrode. You know, there must be two electrodes. This is one electrode. We'll come to that. What is what and how they are doing all these things, okay? Another container, we had taken copper solution. Means the electrolyte of copper we had taken and made a solution. Suppose copper chloride, copper nitrate, copper sulfate, kuch bhi, okay? So here it is, what is present over here? Cu2 positive ion is present in the solution, and we dipped a copper strip in it. Okay? Now, if we connect it, if these two strips are connected by a wire through a voltmeter, okay, I'm just rubbing it up, through a voltmeter, we are not going to see any deflection. The voltmeter is not going to show any deflection, means no electricity is flown. Why no electricity is flown, can you say? You can see the diagram clearly, you can see the diagram minutely. You will see that the circuit over here is not completed. Okay? So you have to complete the circuit. Due to the incompletion of the circuit, the electricity is not flown, and hence the voltmeter is not deflecting. Okay? Now we have to complete the circuit, and the circuit is completed by a inverted U-tube joining between these two vessels. Inverted U-tube, okay, inverted U-tube that is joining the two vessels, and this U-tube contains of a paste of, this is containing a paste of KCl and agar. Agar is a jelly kind of substance, so that the KCl does not fall down. Okay, it is used so that the KCl does not fall down. And this particular U-tube is full of now what? K positive and Cl negative ions. So the ions are there. So now the circuit is completed. Okay. And this particular part of it, that is the U-tube, inverted U-tube, we call it salt bridge. We call it salt bridge. Okay. As soon as this salt bridge is added, we are going to see some deflection in the voltmeter. Means the electricity is generated. Okay, and if we see the voltmeter, we will see the potential difference over here is nothing but 1.1 volt. Okay, for this particular cell, the potential difference is 1.1 volt. Okay, so this is a cell. Okay, now what are what? Which is anode, which is cathode? Why that is anode? Why that is cathode? Now suppose if I ask you what is anode, I know I will get two types of answers. Some of you will say positively charged electrode, some of you will say negatively charged electrode, same over cathode also. So please forget about those concepts. Now anode is what? Anode is the electrode. Now in any cell, actually, in any kind of cell, whatever it is, it can be electrochemical cell, it can be electrolytic cell, the reaction that is taking place is the redox reaction. Redox reaction, that means reduction and oxidation simultaneously. And in one of the one of the electrodes, the oxidation will take place, and in the other electrode, the reduction will take place. Just remember, that is the only concept, that anode is the electrode where the oxidation takes place, and cathode is the electrode where the reduction takes place. This is a very important concept of the cell. Anode is the one where the oxidation takes place, and cathode is the one where the reduction takes place. Oxidation means what? Oxidation means loss of electron. You know this, loss of electron. And reduction means what? Reduction means gain of electron. Okay, that also we know, we have studied that in class 11. Okay, loss of electron and gain of electron. Now, in this case, we connected zinc and copper. Now, which will act as cathode, which will act as anode, means where the oxidation will take place, where the reduction will take place, that will be depending on so many factors. Okay, that we are going to slowly learn, not today. But at this moment, I am just telling you, we are going to learn it in this chapter only. But at this moment, I am telling you that in this particular cell, the zinc is behaving as anode and the copper is behaving as cathode. Okay. Why? You will come to know in due course of time, in 1 or 2 classes only you will be coming to know. Zinc is behaving as an anode and copper is behaving as cathode. Copper is behaving as cathode. Okay, fine. Zinc is behaving as anode means what? What is happening over here? Oxidation is taking place. Now what is there in the zinc electrode? Just see what is there in the zinc electrode. There is zinc and there is zinc 2 plus. Nothing else is there. Zinc is there and zinc 2 plus is there. Okay. Anode is this, means oxidation is taking place. So here the loss of electron will take place. Now out of these two, zinc and zinc 2 positive, which will have the tendency to lose electron? Obviously not zinc 2 positive. That is not going to lose the electron, that will try to gain the electron. So but loss of electron is taking place over here. So who will lose the electron? It's zinc who is going to lose the electron. If zinc loses the electron, what is the reaction that is going to take place at anode? The zinc will lose the 2 electron and will become zinc 2 positive. Yes? So zinc atoms over here, please understand it. Zinc atoms over here, these are all zinc atoms. Zinc atoms are losing the electron and is becoming zinc positive, and that zinc positive is coming in the solution. And electrons are here, electrons are remaining here. Each zinc atom is losing 2 electrons. Okay, and that electrons started flowing through the wire. That is electricity, right? Electricity is what? Flow of electrons should be there. Now it started flowing through the wire. It is coming through the copper wire and coming over here, and who is waiting here? It's Cu2 positive waiting for these electrons. So the reaction that will be taking place over here at cathode is what? Cu2 positive will accept those two electrons and will become what? And will become Cu. Okay. So the reaction that is taking place at anode is this. The reaction that is taking place at cathode is this. So if I ask you that what is the overall reaction that is taking place in the what is that called, in the cell, then you can just add these two and you will get. So what is the overall reaction? It's Cu2 positive plus 2A producing Cu. We had already done all these things in class 11. So it is Zn plus Cu2 positive is producing, because electrons has to be cancelled, Zn2 positive plus Cu. This is the whole reaction or overall reaction that is taking place in the cell. But if I need, okay, and one more thing, what is the role of the salt bridge? The role of the salt bridge, obviously one point you understood, that it is responsible for completing the circuit. It is completing the circuit, that's the first thing. And second thing is what? Second, one more responsibility of this is there, one more characteristic of this is there. That is, it is maintaining the neutrality of the complete cell. The cell is remaining neutral because of this salt bridge. Because of this salt bridge through which the electrons are passing, and that is why it is remaining neutral. Okay, clear? But if I tell you that what is galvanic cell or Daniell cell, whatever you call it, okay, and you are telling so many things, it will be very big. If you have to describe one particular cell by saying so many things, it's very big. Okay, so what we do is that we're just going to represent this. Whatever I explained, these are going to be represented by a simple way of representation of the cell. I'm coming to that, but before that, let me tell you that you can see here what is happening. The electrons are flowing from zinc to copper, right? Electrons are flowing from zinc to copper. Okay. Hence, electricity is flowing from where? Electricity is flowing from the opposite direction, from copper to zinc. Electricity is flowing from copper to zinc. Electricity is flowing from copper to zinc. Okay? Is that clear? First of all, you tell me. Now, this whole scenario we are going to represent symbolically. How to represent a cell symbolically? First, we write down the reaction at anode. First, we write down the reaction at anode. Then we put a double slash. And we write down the reaction of cathode. If there is a salt bridge present in between the anode and cathode, then we write the salt bridge, and then again a double salt and the reaction at cathode. If the salt bridge is not there, now it is not necessary that every case the salt bridge will be there. Why it is not necessary that every case the salt bridge will be there? In certain cases, there is only one vessel where the two electrodes are there. That is, in the most of the cases, it is like that only. In this case, there is no need of salt bridge. The circuit is automatically completed, because the role of salt bridge is what? Role of salt bridge is just to complete the circuit and to maintain the neutrality where it is already there, so it is not required. So where the salt bridge is not there, we are writing this. If the salt bridge is there, we are writing this. We are representing it by this. Okay. But if you don't write also salt bridge, it's fine. It's accepted. Okay. So mainly it is the reaction at anode, double slash reaction at cathode. Now reaction means what? Will you write down the whole reaction? No. We are not going to write down the whole reaction. How to write down the reaction? See, it's very simple. What is happening at the anode? At anode, zinc is converted into zinc 2 positive. We write it like this. Zinc is converted into zinc 2 positive. That's the reaction at anode. Zinc slash zinc 2 positive. Then what? Double slash. Double slash, if I want to write it properly, double slash, salt bridge. We are going to write KCl salt bridge. Then a double slash. As I told, if you don't write this, it's absolutely fine. Okay. Reaction at cathode. What is happening at cathode? Cu2 positive is converted into Cu. So what we will write over here? Cu2 positive slash Cu. Is it the way of, this is the way of representing a particular cell. This is how we represent a particular cell. Okay, reaction at anode. Then if salt bridge is there, salt bridge, reaction at cathode. If salt bridge is not there, we omit the salt bridge. So if you represent this like this also, it is accepted. Zn, Zn2 positive, double slash, Cu2 positive, Cu. If you represent like this also, it is accepted. But since you must know that what is the actual way of representing it if the salt bridge is present. Now, I'll just tell one more thing and I will end today's thing. See here. Now, as I told you in this diagram, just please understand it. It's simple, very simple. So the reaction that is taking place, I'll just give the reaction over here. That is what reaction is taking place. That reaction is taking place normally. That reaction is taking place normally. And because of this chemical reaction that is happening, zinc plus Cu2 positive producing Zn2 positive plus Cu, the electricity is generated whose potential difference is 1.1 volt. And electricity is flown from this direction to this direction. Electrons are flowing from this direction to this direction. Now what I did, you see, I just added an external source of negative end in this direction and positive end in this direction. An external source, an external battery I had applied over here. Means now I am making the electrons to flow in the opposite direction. Electrons I am making to flow in the opposite direction. Okay. If the potential difference here, the external potential difference that is applied is less than 1.1 volt. Less than 1.1 volt. Please understand it. Less than 1.1 volt. Normally, whenever they are connected, the electrons are flowing from this direction to this direction with 1.1 volt. Now I am applying some force, external force, where the electrons are flowing in the opposite direction. But the voltage is less than 1.1 volt. Still, the electron will be flowing from zinc to copper, obviously with lesser potential, but still it will flow in this direction, and still the deflection of the voltmeter will be in this direction. Is it clear? Okay, fine. Still it is behaving as an electrochemical cell where the chemical reactions are generating the electrical energy. Now what I am going to do, I am going to make it equal to this external potential. I am going to make it equal to 1.1 volt. I am just converting into or increasing it into 1.1 volt. As soon as I made it 1.1 volt, the electron is trying to move from zinc to copper naturally by 1.1 volt. The electron I am sending from outside source by 1.1 volt. So will there be any deflection? There won't be any deflection. Okay, that will be neutralized. Okay. Now at this particular juncture, that is not used, this particular device is not used as any kind of cell, right? Okay, any kind of cell. You have a little confusion with the physics and chemistry cell, that is why I am telling you, you will understand this now. Now what I did is that I increased the potential difference, outside potential difference greater than 1.1 volts. If I increase it greater than 1.1 volts, now electrons will start flow in this direction from copper to zinc. It will start flow, right? So the deflection now will be in the opposite direction. Okay, it will again deflect, but in the opposite direction. Now it will start flowing from copper to zinc. Okay, so if it starts flowing, if the electron starts flowing from copper to zinc, then the reaction here that will be taking place is copper will give the electron now because its electrons are flowing and is becoming Cu2 positive. Yes? Okay. So will it behave as anode now? Will it behave as anode because the oxidation reaction is taking place? And those two electrons are coming over here and zinc 2 positive is accepting those two electrons to become Zn. So what is the overall? So that is behaving as cathode only. So that is the conceptual difference that you are getting in physics and chemistry. Sometimes you ask, sir, physics mein we studied this as anode, this as cathode. Why are you telling this? There is nothing like that. That in physics it is different, in chemistry it is different. Anode means where the oxidation takes place. Cathode means where the reduction takes place. In this particular case, the anode is this one. Why the oxidation is taking place over here? And The cathode is this one where the reduction is taking place. Now what is the overall reaction? If you write down the overall reaction, Cu plus Zn2 plus producing Cu2 plus Zn. But this particular reaction was not happening naturally. Was it happening naturally? No. What was the reaction that was happening naturally? This is the reaction that was happening naturally. The opposite reaction was not happening naturally, not a spontaneous reaction. But we are making it to happen. We are making it to happen. How? By passing the electricity. Okay, by passing the electricity more than the voltage. Clear? Okay, so this reaction is happening due to what? This reaction is happening due to the, so here if I write electricity, okay, this reaction is happening because of the passage of the electricity, by passing of electricity. So this chemical reaction is taking place because we are supplying the electrical energy. So at this moment, when the potential difference is 1 point or greater than 1.1 volt external potential difference, this whole cell is behaving as electrolytic cell. Why electrolytic cell? Because here in this device now the electrical energy is converted into this chemical energy. We are passing the electricity and the chemical energy is taking place. That's the difference actually we are getting in physics and chemistry. Here generally we study, or generally we talk about the electrochemical cell, and in physics generally we study about the electrolytic cell. Here also we are going to study about the electrolytic cell, but you must understand the difference between these two. So hope you understood this. I'll recap it. What is cell? Cell is actually a combination of two electrodes, anode and cathode. Now if I ask you what is anode, no second answer. The electrode of the cell where the oxidation takes place. What is cathode? The electrode of the cell where the reduction takes place. Finished. The first example we have taken is the cell between zinc and copper, where zinc is zinc is acting as anode and copper is acting as cathode. So what are the reactions that is taking place at anode and cathode we know. And what is the role of the salt bridge over here? What is salt bridge actually? Salt bridge is actually required to complete the circuit and maintain the neutrality. And what material is present in the salt bridge? It's just an inverted U-tube and filled with what? Filled with paste of KCl and agar. Okay, agar is a jelly kind of thing which is not allowing the KCl to fall down. Okay, so what is the overall reaction that is taking place over here? The overall reaction that is taking place over here is this, and because of that the electricity is generated, and the amount of the potential difference due to that is 1.1 volt. We have seen that. But all these things we can tell in a simple manner of this one. Okay, that how do we write it? How do we represent the cell? We represent the cell by writing the reaction at anode first, then double slash writing the reaction of the cathode. Simple. But now if we apply the external potential, less than the potential difference generated by the cell, obviously still the electron will flow in the natural direction. If it becomes equal to, then the electrons will stop flowing and there will be no passage of electricity. But if it becomes greater than the natural value, then the electron will start flowing in the opposite direction. The cathode will start behaving as anode. The anode will start behaving as cathode. The reaction that will be taking place is just opposite to the natural reaction, but that is happening only because of the passage of electricity. Okay, where the electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, and hence this particular cell, the second condition, the cell is used as what? Cell is used as the electrolytic cell. Hope you understood that. Okay, so this is the basics of cell. Next day, obviously, next class, we are going to start with the electrolysis process or electrolytic cell and electrolysis process. Till then, goodbye, stay safe, stay healthy.